So, with this course, I want to take a very realistic approach. There are a lot of other courses out there, especially even certification courses, that feel like a tool regurgitation. And it's about as many tools as you can utilize, and most of them you'll never use again in your career. And I don't want that to be this course. I want you to step away from this course and you to have a realistic approach and a realistic methodology when it comes to doing what you do as a penetration tester. My approach when I first start is looking up items on websites regarding to users, email formats, and breach credentials. And we're going to go down that path and then we'll start talking about other items of OSINT, but this is the first place that I target. So we're going to start off first with a tool called hunter.io. And I want you to just go out to hunter.io. You're going to see a sign up in the upper right hand corner. Go ahead and sign up. It does require a valid email address. Sign up, get logged in, and then meet me back at the video. Go ahead, pause it, and then resume the video when you're ready. And then my machine's falling asleep, so I will see you when you get back. Okay, so now you're logged in. Your screen should look something like mine. Hunter.io is a domain search. What we can do is we can type in something like tesla.com. And you can see here, it starts to bring up tesla.com. It's got 453 results. Let's go ahead and just click on this. Now, with the free plan that we are on, we get something like 20 searches a month. So please be careful to not abuse the search feature and make sure you're searching for what you want. Why do I use this? Well, it tells me some interesting things. One, it gives me a list of people in the organization. I get the first name, last name. I get a first initial, last name format here, and it tells me the most common pattern with their email addresses. And we'll talk about why that's important in a second. So I get up to 453 results here. I get to export in a CSV if I want. I can take these emails, all of these, and I have a lot of information right off the bat. And this is all free to me. And it even tells me where they got these resources from. They're looking online and they're digging it up. Look, they're finding it in forums, on other websites. This one's on forums as well. So all these different email addresses. Very, very good for us. Sometimes they even have departments in here. You can click on them and look, human resources, or IT and engineering, depending where they work. Like I might be interested in who works at IT engineering. Obviously not Nikola Tesla, that's not true. Okay, we've got a senior technical product manager, we've got a staff software engineer. That's good, but maybe somebody like on the help desk might be really good to target or to have knowledge of, but this is a good way too to just see who works where, what their email format is, and how many names we can pull down. Now, Tesla is a big company, which could potentially work into our favor depending on their security. Now, we're going to be talking about tasks called password spraying and credential stuffing as methods of exploitation. And we're going to get into that when we get into the actual scanning, enumeration, and exploitation phase. And what it is and what we're after is being able to grab a valid list of names. So we can gather here 453 usernames. That's great. But on top of this, that's probably not everybody that works there. So maybe we go out to LinkedIn and we see Bob Jones works there. So we know, okay, his email address is probably B Jones. And then you see somebody like Richard Jones. So you probably could assume his is R Jones at tesla.com. Knowing this first name, last name format or how they structure their email is super important for later on when we perform attacks. Say we have a login form and we have that login form, we want to log into it. If we know the format of the email address, we can send a bunch of valid email addresses to it as a username. And then we can do something like password spraying, which is where we just take commonly used passwords. Like right now, it is November of 2019. We could say fall 2019 exclamation point, fire that with every single email address that we find, and hopefully one sticks. And that's the idea behind password spraying. So this information here that we can gather is absolutely important. So I'm going to show you a couple more methods on how to gather this sort of information and how we can start to become malicious with the information that we gather and why this is all important. So I'll meet you over in the next video when we start talking more in depth about username enumeration through breached credentials.